Is Christian McCaffrey's season over? Or could there be hope left for the 49ers? Let's be real for a second. The San Francisco 49ers have had one heck of a season, one moment. They're riding high on Super Bowl dreams. The next, they're down in the dumps and battling injuries like they're in some kind of dramatic sports movie. But if there's one thing that stings more than anything else, it's watching a star player go down. Enter Christian McCaffrey, the all-pro running back who was placed on injured reserve after a sprained PCL during the team's crushing 23-20 loss to the Buffalo Bills. Yikes. Talk about a tough break. Huh? The injury drama. A big hit to the 49ers' hopes. First, let's rewind. The 49ers came into the season with big aspirations. They were Super Bowl contenders, folks. But instead of marching through the season with swagger, they've been hit by a series of unfortunate events. Injuries galore. And now, McCaffrey, one of the most dynamic and reliable players on the roster, is out. McCaffrey, known for his elusive moves and heart-stopping runs, was placed on injured reserve following the game against the Bills. But the plot thickens. He didn't just get an average run-of-the-mill injury. No, this was a sprained PCL. And we all know how serious those things can be. Initially, the medical team thought he'd be sidelined for a good 6 weeks. That puts the 49ers in a very tricky spot, especially with just 5 weeks left in the season. Hope from Coach Shanahan? Maybe? Now, let's take a step back. While Coach Kyle Shanahan could have taken the "everything's fine, we've got this" approach, he actually offered fans a glimmer of hope when asked whether McCaffrey could make a return in time for the playoffs. Shanahan responded with a cautious but optimistic, "Yeah, I believe so." Yeah, might sound a little non-committal. But hey, it's something. After all, coaches are masters of keeping their cards close to their chest. But Shanahan's comment wasn't the only update. Fans, and McCaffrey himself, were waiting for something more substantial. Could McCaffrey really be back for the playoffs and somehow lead the 49ers to a Cinderella story? Or was the season already too far gone? McCaffrey's Instagram, the ultimate spoiler. But McCaffrey's Instagram post later in the day might have dropped a spoiler on the whole "will he return this season" narrative. In a heartfelt post that didn't exactly scream, "I'll be back next week," McCaffrey shared his feelings about the season, using past tense that kind of threw a bucket of cold water on the fans' hopes. "This wasn't my year," McCaffrey said, "and sometimes when it rains, it pours. You can feel sorry for yourself, or you can hold the line." Now, we all know McCaffrey is known for his positive attitude, but this post felt a little bit like a mic drop. He did follow up with a pledge to work smarter and harder than ever, and promised he would return stronger. But it sounded like he's already gearing up for a very long rehab process. To make things a little clearer, McCaffrey's full caption went a little deeper into the trials and tribulations that come with being a pro football player. "Football is the greatest game on the planet to me. I love that you can find out exactly who you are without ever saying a word. It lifts you up and breaks you down, and it can happen fast. It's humbling in the best ways. You can do everything right and still fail. That's life and that's football. It's a constant test of wills, and those who just keep going tend to reap the benefits of their perseverance." And while his optimistic message of perseverance is certainly admirable, you can't help but feel like McCaffrey's journey back to the field just might not happen this year. The tone felt more like a farewell for 2023 rather than a hopeful, "I'll be back soon" message. A lost season for McCaffrey? Okay, let's face it, 2023 is looking like a rough year for McCaffrey. Injuries have marred his potential. And with a calf and Achilles issue that kept him out until Week 10. It's been an uphill battle. McCaffrey did make a brief appearance on the field, but his performance steadily declined in each of his 4 games, as his yards from scrimmage continued to drop. Backup running back Jordan Mason stepped up admirably in McCaffrey's absence. But even Mason is now going on injured reserve with a high ankle sprain. So yeah, things are looking a little bleak for the Niners in the run game right now. Still, let's not completely close the book just yet. The 49ers are still sitting on a 5-7 record. So if they somehow pull off a miracle and sneak into the playoffs, who knows what might happen. But let's be real, McCaffrey's absence is undeniably felt. The silver lining: McCaffrey will be back in 2024. Here's the bright side. McCaffrey is locked in for the future. He signed a hefty 2-year, $38 million extension before the season began, keeping him with the 49ers through 2027. So, while this year might be a lost cause, we can still hold on to hope that McCaffrey will return next year, healthy and ready to wreak havoc again. When healthy, McCaffrey is a top-tier running back, one of the best in the league. And if the Niners can get their act together, there's a chance that the 2024 season could be one where the 49ers return to prominence with McCaffrey leading the way. Wrapping it up, it's tough, folks. The 49ers season has been an emotional rollercoaster, and McCaffrey's injury only adds to the drama. But don't lose hope. Shanahan might still have a few tricks up his sleeve, and McCaffrey's journey to recovery could make for one of the most incredible comeback stories in 2024. So here's the deal. The 49ers need all the support they can get right now. Can they rally without their star player? Well, time will tell. But one thing is for sure. If McCaffrey does indeed miss the rest of this season, he'll be back next year with a vengeance. Now, before you head out, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with your friends. And make sure to subscribe for all the latest updates on McCaffrey, the 49ers, and everything else in the NFL. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Hey, football fans, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the wild, crazy, and occasionally bewildering world of the college football playoff rankings. Trust me, this year's race is more exciting than watching your team fumble a perfect pass, only for a magical recovery to land them in the playoff. Yep, we're talking about the Zombie Tide and their unexpected comeback, as well as Miami's case for the last playoff spot. So, grab your favorite snack, kick back, and let's break it down. Alabama's resurrection, from Zombie Tide to playoff contender. So, Alabama's season looked about as dead as a doornail a few weeks ago. Right? 3 losses, including 2 facepalm-worthy defeats to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. And the real Alabama fans were mourning like it was the end of an era. But wait, is that a pulse? That's right, folks. The Crimson Tide are back from the dead, and they've crawled up to number 11 in the college football playoff rankings, overtaking Miami. If you're not familiar with the term Zombie Tide, it's the phenomenon when a seemingly lifeless team resurrects and gets a second chance. All thanks to the chaos of the College Football Playoff Committee. Can we get a round of applause for dramatic plot twists? But hey, this isn't just some fluke. Alabama's strength of schedule has been absolutely ridiculous this season, with victories over teams like number 5 Georgia, number 14 South Carolina, and number 19 Missouri. Alabama's ability to hang with the big dogs has kept them in the conversation. They're the team no one wants to face. And even though they've had some truly cringeworthy losses, including the 24-3 disaster against Oklahoma, who finished the season 6-6, yes, that happened, their overall performance against top-tier competition helped them jump Miami in the rankings. Miami's case, so close.